Here's a quick video of how to get your spoons from this to that if you have a selective gear rule area. So all I did was I added a single hook and I made it barbless. So I'm just going to break it down for you guys, show you how to do it so you can get out there and fish those selective gear rule areas. So I like these spoons right here. These are the Double X Tackle, the steelhead extra heavy spoons. You can get them in a bunch of different weights. This one is the 1/2 ounce, and they're both 1/2 ounce. One's nickel, one's brass. There are a bunch of different colors in these. And this video is to show you how to do this with any spoon, not just these ones. I'm pretty sure all of them have those split rings in them. So I'm just going to go through and just show you exactly how I do it. So I personally like these Gamakatsu Big River bait hooks. They have a nice shank on them. The bending on it seems to keep the fish on just a little bit longer. Like I said, we are going to make this barbless, so it does help a lot in keeping that fish on there and closer to the bottom. The Siwash hooks have a little bit more wider bend, and I feel like the fish can shake them out just a little bit more. So we're going to open this up. And then we'll go ahead and open this one up as well. All right, there it is. So now what you're going to need is one of these pliers. You don't necessarily need this, but it makes it a whole lot easier. If you have these pliers, they have the little split ring tip on them. You see that little hook right there? And that helps with opening up these split rings. So what I'm going to do is flip this over, and then I'm just going to grab the split ring. See how it just opens it up just like that with no effort? Boom. You're going to slip it right through, and then I usually just grab it, scoot it. Grab it and scoot it, and once you get to there, you're done. If you don't have an open eye hook like this one, you would have taken this opportunity when you split this through to put your other hook in. In this case, if I was going to switch to this one right here, and this was, let's say this was the other end, I would slip my hook that I'm going in so that one comes out and the other one goes in. If you missed that part, you can just as easily just open this up, grab your hook, and put it through and work it, just like that. But in this case, we have the open eye. Now, I've talked to many different people on which way they prefer their hooks. Some people don't care. Other people like it down. Other people like it up. Most of the time, the spoon is going to be running this way. The spoon going that way is going to be running like this. I personally like my hook pointing up like this. I don't like it pointing this way because it's still going to overhang down and it's going to catch a log, going to catch anything that's below your spoon. I'd rather it be this way, and if it does hit a rock or a log, something like that, it's going to be a little bit harder for your spoon to get caught on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in just like this. Okay, it's wide open right there. And then we're going to take our pliers, and I'm just going to grab right here. You see how I'm grabbing kind of at an angle, like diagonally? That's the way that I want to pinch. I want this not to go straight across. I want it to come down. Come down towards the big shank, okay? So I'm just going to squeeze. If it doesn't grab right away, I'm going to just squeeze again until I get that. See how it's pinched now? Now it's not going to come out. So the last thing that I want to do is I want to close that last little tiny gap. If you can see, that has a little tiny gap right there. See if it focuses. Focus. There it is. So I want to be able to pinch that down. So I'm going to grab it from the other way like that, because I'm going to pull this point down. So I'm just going to squeeze. It doesn't take much. See how I just squeezed a little bit more? And now if that steelhead is spinning around, or trout or salmon or whatever is like spinning around doing all kinds of stuff, it's not going to open that hole up and make it bigger. When I was first doing this, I wouldn't do that last little step, and I can remember at least twice I reeled thinking that I had just broke off, or that the fish just got off, and only the spoon would come back and the hook would be gone because there was so much force that it opened it up. And it might have been that I was using a little bit smaller hooks. It might have been a couple of different things, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So that's how it should look, just like that. As you can see, I did 2 of them. Now the very last step, because the area that I'm fishing is single barbless, I have to pinch this barb. And these, for some reason, these barbs like to break on, at least me. I don't know if you guys have this issue, but what I like to do is I'll take the pliers and I'll push down slowly. I'll just spin it back and forth as I'm pushing down, just like that. I'm just adding a little bit more and more tension to it. And I just keep going back and forth. And once I get to like that really tense spot, I stop. And there you go. It didn't break on me. It just pinched down perfectly. It's nice and smooth. Perfect. If you get checked and they run a terry cloth through there, like I've heard of wardens doing that, it's not going to catch, it's not going to do anything. You're perfectly fine. The ultimate goal is to not hurt the wild fish. That's why they do this, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I want there not to be anything there. In case I do get a wild fish, I want the least amount of impact on it. So there you go. And that's how you change the treble hook to a single hook. Thanks for watching.